Salutations to foes. This is your fabulous leader, the Queen of Shade, coming at you with another special presentation. I am so ecstatic about being able to uplift and support the people that support me and the people that I also support. I am just so excited getting the opportunity to talk to all of you, to hear your stories, to learn from you, and to be inspired myself. And having said that, I have someone else that you have to meet. Now, you'll have to bear with us because yesterday he was in Paris and today he's in Dubai. So we're going to try and do this. So if it gets a little loud at times, it's because he's in Dubai and it's 12 o'clock at night there and only 3:05 where I am. So back in the States. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Mr. Sedrick Ward.
How are you?
Did I do a good job? How are you, sweetheart?
I am great. I couldn't be more blessed, How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I was excited about this. I mean, I follow you on social media, and I must say that your social media account is pristine. You take the best photos, the best videos, you know your angles.
That I do. I tell people that all the time. They're like, how do you just have those photos, that way? I'm like, look, I've studied myself for years. I know what works for me.
Yeah. So Paris yesterday, Dubai today. What's going on?
Well, so I was just really coming to Dubai actually for a couple of days for Christmas, for the holidays.
Yeah.
But when I was getting the flight, I was like, maybe I should get this flight where I have like a super, super long layover in Paris. I had never been before. And it was, a couple $100 cheaper. I was like, I'm gonna do it. So I did it, and I'm glad I did. I had a nice couple outings while there in Paris. So it was pretty cool. I definitely want to go back and, spend more time there and just really take in the city. So yeah, it was just like, a little in and out thing, but I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, I'm glad you did it too. I'm 39 now. When I was 22, I got the opportunity to go to Paris as a model. And
oh man.
Yeah, I was there for 6 months. I wasn't ready though. It was too hard. It was too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was too hard. Yeah, it was too hard. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was saying my thing is I'm a workaholic. So I wanted everything to happen like this. And things take time, especially in fashion. They have to storyboard everything, and everything's a vision board, and everything's, a schematic and a Polaroid. And I'm like, no, I need my money now. So I worked myself into exhaustion. Yeah, I did. I worked myself into exhaustion. So Dubai, you were going there by yourself for Christmas?
Well, no, I'm not by myself. So I was meeting some friends here. I have a friend who actually lives here. And he couldn't come back to the States for Christmas. And then so two of us was like, okay, well, we'll come there and hang out. So that's pretty much how it went, And so I'm glad I did. I cannot lie. Dubai is something serious. This is such a wealthy city. I'm just happy to be here. I'm just taking it all in every day. I want to do something different. I want to go skiing. I want to go to the beach. I want to, do some RVs in the desert. I want to do all of it, So I'm going to have a good time when I'm here. I have a couple more days. I'm not going home until the 26th. So, yeah.
So I expect to see your social media lit up with all of your activities, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You already know it's going to be something. I got here actually yesterday, so I didn't post anything really for real. But today I just, really within the last hour or so, I just kind of posted a lot of stuff that I've been doing, just hanging out, really taking in the hotel for right now, and then tomorrow, I'm going to get out and view the city some more. I actually had a chance today to go in the inner city. Well, in the US, we would call it the ghetto. And actually, it was super cool. No, it was super cool though. Just it kind of reminds me of parts of Johannesburg, where everyone's just kind of like busy walking around. It has a sense of New York vibe to it, but and I hate to even say it, but it's a little. Let me not even compare it to, but it has a certain vibe, busyness to it, you know. But yeah, I'm going to really get out, tomorrow and do some things. I'll probably do the beach first, though. As you can tell, I love the beach.
Yes, yes.
It's my favorite place to be.
So in that sentence, you've mentioned Johannesburg, and there is nothing more that I enjoy than a beautiful young traveling Black man seeing
Ah,
the world. So tell us,
wow.
all these places that you're going. Do you just
um,
travel for leisure, or is it because of your occupation?
Well, honestly, it's a little bit of both. Actually, this year, I have went so many places, a lot of places that I've never been before. There were a lot of first-time places this year, which I'm really grateful for. I had a chance to go to Hawaii, has always been my dream place to visit. But when I got to go this time, I actually filmed a movie. I can't talk too much about it, but I had a little scene in the movie, and that was super cool. They flew me out. I did the scene, and I actually stayed for a couple more days. So it was just a beautiful place, and I definitely want to go back there again. Johannesburg, was leisure. I actually went there twice this year,
Mm.
so it was pretty cool. It was leisure. Most of the time, it is leisure and fun. And a lot of people ask, how are you able to do this? Or, what do you do? What is your job? You
Don't
can't just
tell.
be,
I'm getting ready to ask you that question. Don't tell. Just keep talking. Don't ruin my question.
you know. But I say that it's about what's important to you. And
Mhm.
ever since I was a kid, I knew that I wanted to be different from my family. I don't come from the traditional American household.
Me either.
I've been in a foster home. I'm the oldest of five boys. I've had a uncanny upbringing. And really, I tell people I'm a guy that made it out the hood. Um, but I also tell people it's what's important to you. I knew then that I was going to be different. I wanted to do something different, and I wanted to see the world. And instead of spending $300, at the club, you know, I'm going to spend that on a flight. And then I tell people. I actually was telling someone that yesterday. It's like, man, and if my friend sees that, shout out to you. I'm using you as an example, bro. But I was like, yo, it's what's important to you. Do you want to spend $300 at the club every weekend seeing the same people that you saw the previous weekend with, a different pair of shoes on? Or do you want to get out here and see another country? You want to take that $300 and put it on a flight, like I watch people spend so much money in these clubs, and there's nothing wrong with it. I spend money in the clubs too, blah, blah, blah. But it's not important to me as traveling and seeing the world and meeting new people from all walks of life. And, I think that is the joy of life, get out there and see it, don't just continue to go to the club and see the same people and do the same things. I party different.
And I enjoy that about you because that was what I noticed first. I noticed your international stamp. Like I noticed through your social media, I'm like, oh, a beautiful man in all these beautiful, beautiful places. So you shot a movie that you can't talk about. What do you do for a living?
Well, I'm actually a teacher. I teach English language arts, and I teach reading. I'm currently a reading specialist now. Um, and so, during the pandemic, that kind of allowed me to do a lot of traveling and things like that, because we were working from home. But before then, I was teaching online to students in China. And so with that, I was able to travel everywhere. I never went to China to teach these kids. I would be in the Bahamas, you know. And my students will love it because they were like, Mr. Ward, let me see the water, you know. And so I turned the camera around so they can see the water. And I was actually giving them an experience that some of them actually may not ever get to experience, you know, in their life. Because I still know a lot of people, adults, that have not left my hometown, you know. So
Don't
it
ruin my
felt
next
good.
question. Don't ruin my next question. I'm loving it, but don't ruin my next question.
Oh no, I was just gonna say this feels good just to show, you know, people, you know, especially my kids,
Yes.
you know, other things, you know, besides what they may see at home.
So, a reading specialist and a wonderful teacher and educator just so happens to pop up in movies in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Do you have an agent?
I have an agency. I'm signed to New York Model Management Group in New York and International Talent Agency in LA. So those are my two agencies.
So that
And
makes you a model, an actor. What else does it make you? A model, an actor? I'm trying to think. Model, actor, baby Jesus.
you know, I wanted to be a DJ in my past life too. So let's
Really?
throw that in there too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so funny because every time I'm hanging out with friends, I'm like, okay, hey, give me the phone. Let me control the music or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
I love like music. It's such a cool thing. And
How
you
long,
know, it just brings out the emotions when words can't.
yeah. How long have you been signed to New York Model Management?
I got signed to them back in it was maybe 2000, maybe 2015, maybe.
Yeah.
Um, Something like that. I got signed to my first agency in 2012.
Yeah.
And I was actually teaching high school English at that time. And that second year, I actually came department head the second year of teaching. And I had all those English teachers who had been teaching like 8, 9 years. They were so pissed. But I had like the highest test scores that the school had had in like so many years. And they were just like, how are you transforming, you know, these kids? And honestly, and let me speak on that just, and then I'll get back to it. But I tell teachers all the time, this goes for all the teachers out there, make teaching fun, not just for the kids, but for you. Because if everyone's having fun, it never feels like work. And you want to come and do it every single day and just do more and do more. So that's how, you know, I did that. But yeah, so after that second year of into my second year of teaching, I got assigned to an agency in Atlanta. Shout out to Element Model Management, my very first agency. Hey, Mariel, I haven't forgotten you. And after that, I just started doing things. And then next thing you know, New York Model Management, I just submitted for them. I was like, let me see what they say. And they said, hey, we want to see you. So I went to New York and I saw them. Then I moved to New York.
You know, I am so proud of you. I know that we don't know each other that well, but I'm proud of you because you you did what you had to do. And doing what you had to do made room for you to do what you wanted to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I admire your work ethic.
Thank you.
Your
Thank you.
work ethic.
Thank
Because, even as a teacher, even being signed, they don't come looking for us. We have to go
you.
looking
Mhm.
for them. So you're in your classroom and you're not, see, this is the thing that I'm proud of. You're in your classroom and you're not just there physically. You engage
Mm.
and you're present in your classroom and you still manage to say, I'm going to go do this too, but you gave your children all of your attention. Because, I know,
Absolutely.
yeah, I know a lot of people that, they wanted fashion. I started in fashion. I started with 20 different guys and we wanted fashion and they would work jobs, but they wouldn't devote their real attention to the job. It was just to do that until they got signed, you know? But
And
I love it because I couldn't help it. Like, as you can see, I put my all my energy into everything I do. So
yeah,
it's nice to see that, because some people watching was like, oh, he was a teacher and he just got signed to model management. No, he worked for that too. you know?
And he's still a teacher, and he's still,
Yeah, and he's still a teacher and he's still living life and
you
seeing
know.
the world. So you said you grew up in New York.
No, I'm from Alabama. I was
Alabama.
born
Okay.
in Huntsville, Alabama. Um, and so my grandmother is from Jamaica,
Yeah.
and my grandfather was born in Alabama, and I'm born in Alabama. So I taught in Alabama. Well, I went to Alabama A&M University. Shout out to AAMU Bulldogs. Um, and once I graduated, I started teaching right away. I thought I was just going to move to New York Street from college, but ended up teaching right away. And then in Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, and then I moved to New York. Started working as a model there for like 2 years. And then the jobs kind of slowed down, and I was like, okay, this isn't fun anymore. New York is a lot of fun, and you got bread, you got money just flowing in, da da da. So I was having a good time, but when it slowed down, I was ready to go. I was like, okay, I'm ready to go here. So I ended up leaving there, going to Atlanta,
Yeah.
and just started teaching there, and then just working and still pushing with my dreams. And one reason why I was able to continue to give my all to teaching and to my all to my dreams is that they all are in one pool together. I'm just an artsy guy overall. I teach English language arts, model, actor, author, you know, um, I love photography, all of that. It's all within the arts. I'm just naturally like an artsy guy. So it was easy for me, because I loved every single thing that I was doing within the arts, that was teaching, that was modeling, all of that. So it just became easy. So that's why I was able to prosper. I'm still prospering with
You
it.
know,
It doesn't feel like work. It's fun.
even with all that I hear your passion. I hear your passion.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you're very
I
passionate
love
about
it.
everything. Yeah, everything you do. We have something in common. I come from a teaching background. Not me though. My grandmother taught school K through. She taught all the way up to adults, but most of her career was spent around second graders and third graders and fourth graders, and she did that for 40 years in
Mhm.
the Philadelphia school system. Yes, she did. So I know teaching well. I know going to her classroom, and I know being a teacher's aide, and I know helping the children. I know walking the children. I know to their different, activities. I know all of them looking at me and me being so tall and effeminate. And I
Mhm.
remember going out the first day to get them from the yard. And I remember I had I had twists, and it was my hair, and it was black, and I had on like, this shirt says queen, but it's rather fitted, and I had on like these pants that were also fitted. So I looked like just a branch basically with
Yeah.
limbs. So I remember going out into the yard. Like I
Like me.
remember going out into the yard. Yeah, I remember going out to the yard, and the kids looked up to me and they said, "Are you America's Next Top Model?" And I said, "No."
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I said, "No, baby, I'm going to France." And they were like, okay,
Oh
so
man.
I love passion because that was years ago, but I too, even with turbulence in my life, I returned to my passion, and now I do the same. I work in the field that I was supposed to. I'm an artist, music, and just everything this, and it's really great. So you said you're the oldest of five brothers.
Yeah, five
What was
boys.
that like? Because they all boys, all that
Yeah,
masculinity, all that masculinity growing up. Were you guys
yeah.
athletic?
Well, I would probably be the one that missed a little mark of it, because, you know, I, yeah, I'm the oldest of five boys. And we didn't have like the traditional way of life growing up. I think I mentioned it earlier. I was in a foster home for a while. My mom had me when she was 13,
Yeah,
and she's the youngest of 10 kids.
yeah.
And back then, they didn't have guidance and things like that, and
Right.
so. And mind you, she had all of us a year. We're only a year apart, so
Okay.
she was popping things out. And so, and actually, I've never really told anybody this. There are some people, that have been close to me that know, But my two younger brothers, I didn't even know I had two younger brothers until I was in a foster home.
Oh,
Just so happened the two, those two were in the foster home of a lady that me and my other two brothers were in the foster home of a lady that sat on the motherboard together at church. And we met each other on Easter Sunday. It was so funny. I remember it like it was this like yesterday. The two brothers I had always known, they got up and went to the bathroom. And then I look, and then two other guys, they come and sit literally in their place. And then I thought it was, my brothers that went to the bathroom. I didn't even pay any mind because they looked just like them. And then so they come back, and I was like, wait, you look like him, and you look like him. And then that's how we found out we were all brothers. And yeah.
wow. Wow. You know what? I love when we excel over hardship.
Oh
Over,
yeah, because statistics says I'm not supposed to make it.
yeah, me either. Me
Um,
either. Me either. I live with bipolar type 1 PTSD and acute anxiety, and it
yeah.
ruined my college career. I'm medically withdrawn from college, ruined my fashion career, had to come home from France, couldn't take it. It was too hard, too stressful. And then ruined my recording career. In New York, I'm getting ready to sign with a major record label and I get sick. So at that time, I was young and I didn't know how to manage it. And Black folk don't talk about mental illness or how to control it or how to live with it or therapy and all of that stuff.
We
So
try to go sign for a crazy check. Go get him a
yeah,
crazy
yeah,
check.
yes, yes. And you know what's so funny? You know what? They tried and they kept telling him, he's too young. He's too young. And then they would talk to me and they're like, well, what do you want to do? And I'm like, listen, college ain't work, fashion didn't work, but I have this thing for entertainment. I'm going to try again. They said, well, you go ahead and you try again. Thanks to my grandmother, my good old grandmother. She hung in there with me and I got this. But and today I do everything that I wanted to do: fashion, film, music. I got it all, and it just was just the road I didn't expect it to be. So tell me, my God, what was it like? You went to an HBCU, right?
Yes,
How
yes.
was
Alabama
that? I didn't get a
University.
chance to go. I didn't get a chance to go. How was that?
I mean, it was actually great. I
Were
had a
you
good
chaotic in
time.
school? Were you a bad rebel? Tell us.
Okay, so I actually flunked out of college, and a lot of people don't know
Oh,
that.
okay.
But so when I first got to college, I knew I wanted to pledge Kappa. And a lot of people, some of the Kappas they thought I already was a Kappa. Like even
Mm-hmm.
yeah, to this day they thought I was. And I was like, no, they thought I like transferred from another college. But nonetheless, I became like super popular, out of nowhere that year, my freshman year. And then, I kind of got, a little more popular like my sophomore year. But my GPA got below like a 1.8. I mean, it was like a 1.8, but it was like below the 2.0.
Yeah.
And then so I got put on probation and I still didn't get it up. Then I flunked out. But I continued to stay on campus in my dorm room because my roommate in my dorm room was my best friend from high school. So I was like, I'm staying here. I'm not going back home. Mind you, I'm from Huntsville where the school is. I'm from, my whole family's there.
Yeah.
But I did not want to go back home. And then so that next year, I changed my major to, because at that time it was history education. And then I changed it to special ed.
Yeah.
And then I changed it from that because they added math courses. And it's just not my thing. I can count my money.
I was going to say, you know how to catch your money.
And so, but I changed it to English and I got nothing but straight A's. And next thing you know, I graduated with a 3 point, it's like a 3.1 something.
Yeah.
And so yeah. But while I was in college, I did a lot of good things. I'm a founder of two organizations, House Arrest 2 Championship Dancing, which is huge in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I helped to found Chapter 6, which is at Alabama A&M. And then I also founded the Ward Modeling Troupe, which is a pretty big organization there on the campus. And there are a lot of model troupes at a bunch of the HBCUs, but I would definitely say we are the number one still standing troupe. So yeah, I have a little legacy behind me too.
My God, do you know, We have a little bit, we have a little couple of things in common. Outside of this wig, I'm just as beautiful.
Oh,
So
you
yeah, so in this lipstick and stuff, I'm still breathtaking. So
yes.
I was gonna pledge Kappa. Yeah.
Ah,
And they had already had
it's not too late.
no, but yeah, yeah, I know. But I don't know. Like now I'm leaving the country and moving to other countries. I'm just, yeah. So it's not really something that I don't think I could do. Now everybody knows me and it's like, okay, well, he's, a trans illusionist. He wears wigs and dresses and
You can
things.
only do what you believe. You can only do what you believe. I'm gonna
Right.
say that.
That is true. But they had already picked out my line name. I was going to be Portrait because they kept saying that I was very stoic, very model-esque. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, but I
we'll
got
keep that.
sick. I got sick. Oh, please, I don't need it now. I have a trademark, the Queen of Shade. So, and my name, wait, I own four. The Queen of Shade, my name, Bjorn Dufault, the name of my modeling agency, which is Collie. So I own that one. And then I own Dufault just by itself. So yeah, I have four trademarks. So, yeah. So yeah, I'm good
Come
now.
on, come on, come
Yeah, I'm
on.
good now. I'm good now.
Yeah,
No, no, but like
come on.
I business. It's not these people on social media, like you do things, doing real things.
Hmm.
So you
Hmm.
couldn't talk about the movie. So that's all right. So we're gonna move from that. What is your favorite activity to do other than traveling? Like when you get there, what do you love to do? Are you a foodie? Are you what are you?
Let's see. Mostly, well, honestly, it depends on the place because okay, so and it depends on who I'm with. You know,
Right.
um, I haven't had, which I am needing heavily. Um, like if I'm on a vacation, then it's very chill. There's maybe some slight turn ups, but for the most part, it's very chill. And relaxing, and it's just a big chill factor to it. But if I'm with my friends, it's just an entire turn up moment, from the moment we get on the plane, from the moment we are walking through the airport and we land, like it is just an ultimate like fun. So I definitely, first thing I'm going to do is buy the liquor. Uh,
You know what?
let's start there. So yeah, we're gonna, yeah, let's get a little something in our system, and then let's just really go with the flow. Like I never have like a true like intention. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. This is the only place in Dubai where before I came, I said, okay, I'm going to ski. I'm going to be on the beach, and I'm going to ride the RVs in the desert. Like, what other place can you do three different type of activities that have three different climates?
Exactly. I was waiting. That was going to ask you. I'm like, that's amazing. Three climates, three things that require three different climates, and you get ready to do them all. Yeah.
I'm doing them all. So, usually when I go, I'm just like going with the flow, and I just only look for fun. And that is honestly, that's my number one job. I'm the chairman of fun, look for
Yeah.
things that are fun to do and people that are fun to be with. And
Now get this. I have some precaution questions. You can ski, can't you?
oh yeah. So
Okay.
I went
Have you
for the
ever
first
ridden?
time early
Okay.
this year.
Okay.
I like snowboard. So I'm a snowboarder. Let's say that. I might bust my ass a couple times, but I'm gonna get up, keep going, just like with life.
Yeah.
If it-
I just don't want you to go out there. You got a movie coming out, you got all this stuff, and then you go out there and have a ski accident.
no, it's just gonna be fun. I'm always trying to be safe and things like that. But overall, when I travel, the biggest thing that I want to do is have a good time and have fun and
Right.
enjoy the people that I'm with, and also make sure that the people I'm with are having a good time too. The chairman of fun.
Yeah. So wait, I have a question. We already passed it, but I have a question. So did you actually make it to pledge, Kappa?
Oh yeah, yes I
Yes.
did.
Yeah. So
Yes,
you're
yes,
you're
yes,
you're a
I
noob.
did.
Okay. You're a noob. Good spot.
Absolutely, I made it. Made it through them sands.
Right, the
Yes.
Divine Nine. I read that book. I did all of that. I did all the research, and yeah. It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah. Uh, it was a great experience. I made some cool bonds, and there's some of my frat that I still talk to,
Uh-huh.
to this day. So yeah, it was a cool experience.
Right. Do you ever go to the conventions?
So the I am going to go to Conclave next. I think it's in July next year, but
Okay.
I actually haven't been in a couple years.
Okay.
Honestly, when I graduated college, I graduated altogether. Like I
You were like,
left it all.
next.
Exactly. But I still keep in contact with, some of my brothers and stuff like that, and people from college. But at the same time, I just kind of and it's not really a good thing because once you're in the bond, you're in the bond for life, and
Yeah, to help you get jobs and placements and gold
yeah, yeah.
places. It's a
Should
whole
be something
network.
you should be dedicated to for the rest of your life. It is a lifelong commitment.
Yeah.
So I've actually been talking to some alumni back in Atlanta and in LA about joining. I'm probably going to join an alumni chapter in Atlanta.
Okay.
Um, I just don't know exactly when, but I've been talking to some people actually the last couple of weeks. So yeah, it's just a lifelong commitment. And yeah,
Look at
I'm
me
committed.
checking you and making you go back and do. Look
Yeah,
at me.
yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's just that I love hearing um the good. Like, you're doing so well. Like, see, you didn't know how this was going to go, but this was a conversation. This is how I do them. I call them interviews because then people go, okay, it's serious. But when I
Mm,
get you on camera, we're just talking. I'm just getting to know you. It's not like, what's your baby mama name, how many kids you got, who you. I don't
right,
care. Like, honestly, I don't
right,
care. I'm interviewing you. I'm not interviewing them. So
right.
I just am
I
enjoying this
appreciate that.
conversation.
Thank you.
Yes, like, I'm enjoying this conversation. So you said, where are your agencies? So I know New York Model Management is based out of New York, and then you said another one was in LA.
Yeah, so there's New York Model Management Group in New York
Uh-huh.
and International Agency in LA.
Okay, so do you get a lot of work out of LA? Are you there a lot?
I haven't the last couple. Well, I have gotten some things the last couple. Well, earlier this year, but I've
Okay.
been getting when school started. Had to kind of give more of my time to that, and so when I've been having free time, and what's funny, I actually signed to another agency during this time, back in August,
Mhm.
but I ended up leaving the agency right away. Um,
Oh,
it was okay for that time, but you know what fits you and
it just
things like
wasn't the fit.
that. And
Yeah, it just wasn't the right fit.
yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with
It's
that.
still it's a great agency, and there are a lot of models that will fit that agency.
Right.
Um, so yeah, but
They
honestly,
wanted you to darken your hair, didn't they?
no, 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 no,
That
no,
was a
no, no.
joke.
Right. I've
That
shaved
was a
my
joke.
hair like 4 or 5 times this year.
Uh-huh.
I just like
Uh-huh.
having fun, you know. Um, but honestly, my biggest jobs, they never come from an agency.
I know. I was
Like
going to ask you about that. I was going to ask you about
they
that.
have come like directly to me, like, and
Yeah.
it's a good thing because you don't have to do it third party. Like
Right.
it's
But that's the beauty of social media these days, is that the
Mhm.
model can, your Instagram is your portfolio. And
Absolutely.
literally a client can look at your portfolio and decide, okay, I'm going to book you. And then next thing
Yeah.
you know, they're in your DM to book you. So that, I know agents don't want to hear that. They get mad when I say that, and me as a future agency
True.
owner, it's like, because I was going to start it before the pandemic, and then the pandemic happened and I closed those doors as quick as they started, but kept the trademark. But yeah, sometimes they're good for some things, and then sometimes they're not. Like, it depends. Now, I'm curious, are you always in town for Fashion Week? Do you do Fashion Week?
I've done Fashion Week back in New York years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I like runway, but print is really like my thing. I
That's
love
where the
print.
money is.
Right.
Yeah, editorial and
I
print. Yeah.
yeah, that's my thing. I even just with my regular photos that I take with my phone. I always make sure that there's a story in that because
Yeah.
let me tell you something. Some of my friends think I'm crazy because they'll walk past me. Why are you on your page? Shit, why not? Because I'm like,
I do it too.
it's so funny. And maybe it's a little self-centered, but I get off on my own creativity.
Yeah.
And so I look at things, I'm like, how can I make that better? Or
Yeah.
how can, or whatever. So yeah.
We have that in
Great.
common. We have that in common because I spend more time on my page than anybody.
Than
I'm
anybody.
looking at, critiquing, editing captions, checking things. Like, I spend more time. I know when things are not working. Yeah, I know when bitches are messing.
Naomi Campbell said she was on that one reality show, she was telling some of her models, she was like, you need to stop worrying about what everyone else is saying and what everyone else is doing, and you need to focus on what you're doing and where you're going and what you need to get under your belt.
Yeah.
And that just sticks in my head. So I'm constantly.
Of course. She's a legend. She's a legend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I had a question. What was the question I was going to ask? Third party not working out. What was it? Oh, I don't care. I don't know. I'm like, I don't care. I don't know. Oh, I know what I was. Oh, it wasn't a question. It was a statement. I was going to say, like, looking at your Instagram page and seeing you full body, you belong on the runway, even if you do it in Europe. Like, especially Paris and London, like you have the body for it and you don't have to, and I love it because you can tell that you don't starve yourself, you can eat, you have that look, like one thing okay, now we're going to get into how I saw you. Your face, I saw your face first in a sea of people that always look at everything else first. Your face, like it's very rare that a person can just take a face pic with some natural light and it just be great. It's just so amazing.
I love that.
But that's like your facial features, everything. It just comes together so well. So that's why I got to pick a really good, I was on your page because I got to pick a really good picture for the thumbnail, but it's going to be your face. It's going to be your face because that is what is your moneymaker. Like you've got the body to do things, but you know how models are known for fame. I had a famed fashion model. He's 47 now, still working, has never stopped, worked with the best in the world.
Can work all the way up to.
Yes, exactly. And he said that, he was like, when you get in as a man, like you can work forever. And he said that he made the bulk of his career was made off of his abs. And most people don't understand that with models, it's usually a body part. It's something. Mm-hmm. It's not the whole person. It's, we love her neck. Oh, we love the symmetry in her face. Oh, her legs. That's real fashion. The model is known for having some body part that just sends everybody over. And it's just really good. Like I will always be in love with fashion. I have a lot of fashion friends. I'm moving back to Paris. That's the reason. It's just because fashion, that was my love. Like fashion is my love. But I also was taught from a very early age, even being in Paris, it was an editor of Essence magazine at that time, fashion editor. Her name was Ionia Dunn-Lee. She said, you have to use every single talent that you have to arise a respected opinion in this business. So she was like, leave no stone unturned. Don't leave one talent out. Do them all. Because before I wasn't even doing this. Like I wasn't doing this. I'm like, I'm a star. I'm not going to do this. Like, I don't want to do this. They interview me, and then I got out of my own way. Yeah. And then I got out of my own way and was like, why not? You have the gift of gab. You're intelligent, and I just decided, okay. So then I started doing it and then I got bit with the bug. Like I got bit. And now I'm like, it's so amazing to me. I watch them because I look at the interaction. I look at what is being said because I'm learning about you. I'm learning about you. You're traveling the world, but I become kind of like an ambassador of your story, and then as I do, because then as I do future interviews, I'm like, well, I had this interview with Sedrick Ward and he said this. I do that all the time. I'm learning. I'm learning through you guys. And I just want to say thank you because you're there to relax you didn't have to do this, and you did, to help me out, so that I could have content for my website. And I just appreciate that so much. And I just want to tell you on camera, because I know people might not know, but we've created this together. So when it's done and I put it up, I'm going to send you your copy of the footage, because we own this together. I'm one of them fair people. Like, I got lawyers and contractual, you need to do whatever you do with it. I do whatever I do with it, and yeah, fairity. Like, I love
we're in this together. I love that. I love that.
Yes, we're
I
in
love
this
that.
together.
And I really hope that a lot of people, what you just said, take that and do the very same thing. At the end of the day, this whole thing, everything, we're all in it together. We're all looking for a place. We're all looking for love. We're in this thing together.
Yes.
And so it feels refreshing to hear someone, just so far away from that crab in the barrel type of mindset.
Never.
And so I'm so grateful for you. That's brilliant.
No, I appreciate it, and I receive that. But that's why this thing says queen. Like, I realized,
let them all eat cake.
Yeah, right. It's like, because I realized it was actually my grandmother that picked the trademark, because I remember when it first started, nobody knew me. And one of my buddies who was very big on social media, his name was Talk Gay with Faye. I had mentored him, because I also do mentoring. So I had mentored him for a number of years, and then he blew up to be some huge success in the social media world. And he shared one of my videos, and I went from 10,000 followers to 22,000 overnight. Wow. And it really happened. Then I started churning out videos, and they were going viral. And it just, I thanked him so much, and I still thank him to this day. Now, mind you, don't know where he is. He done left social media. And I'm still here, but he went on, he went on to have a life. He wanted to travel the world, and he always did, and be happy. And he bought a familiar, which is like a dog or a cat, but he bought a familiar as a puppy.
Oh yeah, I know. Look, I know what you think.
Yeah, right. Oh, you cutting up. What you been drinking? You been drinking already? What's going on?
No, I'm being real. I know about it. You ain't gotta explain. I'm familiar too.
Right, okay.
I know what's up.
Okay. You know what? You have a sense of humor. I hope that people get to see that as well. I hope that people get to see your funny side, because this is fun.
Oh yeah, I'm a comedian. Actually, I flunked 6th grade because I was when I was in 6th grade, the first year. Mm-hmm. I was like weird looking, awkward. I had like funny ears. My ears are still pointy, but they were
all
like
the
so
swans
weird.
do. All the swans.
It was just so weird, and so everybody would pick on me. But when I became like so funny and like the class clown, everybody liked me, and I ended up 6th grade too. So,
but now look at it. Now you've grown into your ears. You've grown into your ears. You've grown into your face, into your body. Exactly. And now
completely in the form.
Yes. It's so I always love that, because that's how you can tell a swan. We all start off ugly ducklings. It just doesn't go like my legs were so long, and like my feet were so big, and my face was weird. And it's so funny, because people always say to me, even in Paris, they're like, oh, you have such an androgynous face. And come like the first time around, I wasn't ready to do this. I was young, I was only 22. They're like, yeah, you need to be doing the women's shows, your body, you're tall, you have legs, you got the attitude, lots of, what was it, sass. And they're like, you need to do this. And I wasn't ready. I was scared, because I came from a religious household. So I'm like, a religious household, I'm like, Lord, they're gonna think I came over here to be something other than I'm not. And I couldn't do it. But I laugh, because now 15 years later, look at what I'm doing. I'm a trans and I'm just like, if I had done it earlier. But the good thing about not doing it earlier is now I belong to me. My likeness, my image, all my work belongs to me. And I'm really big on ownership. I'm really big on that. Like even with agencies, I don't like a lot of people in my money. I'm like, because my personality is, I'll go get that myself. And then I go off. Like that's me. I'll go get it myself. Like people thought I was crazy because they're like, you're booking the interviews? Yes. You're scheduling them? Yes. I'm not paying somebody to do what I can do from my phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
You know,
Why?
that's kind of like where I am now. You know, I love my agencies. They,
Yes.
send me what they can, when my travel permits.
Yeah.
But like I said, some of my biggest jobs never came from an agency.
Right.
I went after that shit.
You know what? Do me a favor. Talk about that for a moment to young Black models, male models who are trying to get into the business and they sign. And because I experienced this myself, they sign and no work comes through.
That's just it. So what I would say, and kind of what I did, okay, getting signed to an agency, that does say a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not gonna do a lot. Don't expect it to do a lot. It says a lot, but it's not gonna do a lot. So take what you can use. So it says a lot. I'm gonna use this because it says that, I have something clearly, because this agency would not have wanted to, they wouldn't have given me the time of day.
Yes.
So there's something there. And then two, depending on the agency, I'm going to use this agency's name as well. Okay. And so, more clients are,
More
wanting
inclined.
to maybe work with someone that is signed with deliveries, professional, especially, 6 to 10 years ago, it just read professional, and there was a certain vibe of it that a lot of clients wanted. And so I used that, even though I was still teaching, and, my agency, Element Model Management, it was the first agency I signed to in Atlanta. They were not giving me a lot of work, but I would, see stuff like on Model Mayhem. I would download apps. Like people don't know, there are like tons of apps on in the App Store. Just type in, model jobs or something like that. And all these different apps come up. And that's what a lot of agencies are doing, though. They are submitting from that. Do it yourself. Cut out the middleman. And that is what I was doing. And just, where it was getting around, I would go to, even if the job wasn't paying a lot or whatever, I would still go and do it, because you build those relationships as well, and that's what really matters most. How you make, someone told me this. They said, people are not going to necessarily remember what you did to them. They're going to remember how you made them feel. And so if you can make someone feel, good, even if you're just there for 5-10 seconds talking to them, and you may not even get the job, but if you can make them laugh, make them smile, if you can have a moment, a feel-good moment, then that is what's going to carry you. And honestly, that's what has, carried me. I always want to, feel good. I want to make other people feel good. I want to have fun, and I want other people to have fun. So like we're having now, this is like fun.
But you know what's so funny? I'm having a great time with you too. I'm having fun. Get this. I am, even with what I do now, I am a workaholic. I am a go-getter. I remember being in the casting line for Boss Model Management. And I had seen all of the agencies, and I just kept going back every week. I remember the middle of January, and I'm in line, and you know what the sad thing was? A lot of the models in line were all Black, trying to get signed. I saw
we
that.
know they only gonna choose.
They only gonna choose one. So get this, I didn't get chosen, but I got something way better than everybody there. And that was the thing. The director of the agency pulled me out of line, because when you go to Boss, it's the glass windows, you can see what's going on in there. Street level. So turn around, and I'm standing in line. Now, mind you, I've got twists on my head. I got twists. The ends are blonde. I've got gray contacts in, and they always tell you, take your contacts out, let them see your real eyes. And I had forgotten that day, but like the director walks by the line, like he didn't look at anybody. So I didn't think he saw me, because he walked by the line real fast and didn't look, didn't break, did nothing. Next thing I know, he gets to the beginning of the line, turns around and looks, and says, you. So I'm like,
Mm.
so everybody, you hear everybody like, oh my God.
Oh.
So
Ah.
he sits me down at his desk and he says to me, you're beautiful. You have an amazing look. You have the look. He said, but unfortunately, you're not going to work in New York City. And I want to help you. So I'm going to give you what no one else will give you. Because see, the agencies would just say, you're just not what we're looking for. They won't
Right.
offer any further detail on why
Mhm.
you're not being selected or what you could
Right.
do or what you should do to further fit their brand. So he sits me down and he tells me this and he says, you know what you need to do? And I said, what? He said, you need to go to Paris. Now, mind you, here I am struggling. He said, you need to go to Paris. He said, if you go to Paris, you'll have better luck. I said all of that to say this. He told me that. And for 2 years, I researched every modeling agency in Paris. I also found a website that gave you access to every single person's contact email in the world at every modeling agency. If they were on the books and getting paid, their contact email was on this website that I found. And do you know what I did for 2 years? Emailed pictures all over the world.
It is so funny.
What you, I'm stopping. I can finish that later. You go ahead. What you get ready to say? Because you done sat back.
Because I remember doing the same thing.
Yes.
But I mailed out like my comp card to like
yes.
20 different agencies.
Yes.
I mailed all of them out. I just knew I was in college. I knew I was going to be a model.
Yes.
I had 2 aunts that were models. And then, so when I was in school, I was like, I'm going to be a model and a teacher. And, I became exactly that.
intention. That's the point. So I had one friend that I knew in Paris, one, and I called him and I said, I need to come to Paris and I need a place to stay. He said, no problem. And literally a friend from high school purchased my ticket one way. I left in the middle of the night from Philadelphia International Airport because I'm a Philly boy. Left from there, flew to Heathrow in London, and then from London to Charles de Gaulle. Wow. And I'll never forget. And now, mind you, all this time, I wasn't in the gym, but I was at home doing push-ups and walking and running and treadmill. So I was very, 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 very thin, very ripped. The whole flight, the female flight attendants, and I had long hair too, it was black. The female flight attendants kept touching my arms the whole flight. You're going to be famous. You're going to be so famous. You're going to come to model. We wish you well. And get there, and not a single agency looked at me twice. I cried like a baby. I said, I came all the way from America on a one-way ticket. I can't even go home, and these people don't want me. And what happened was I learned very quickly, it wasn't even about me. It was about who I knew. It was about who I knew. A photographer, I was introduced to the number 2 photographer in Paris. The first one was white, he was black, he was number 2. He met with me. And now, mind you, at 22, I still spoke like this. I've always had a mind, a brain, I'm a Libra. So turn around and he said to me, he said, listen, I want you to go home, get you a white shirt, a white t-shirt and a white button down, jeans, and come back tomorrow. And I said, I can't afford, because he was showing me his book. He showed me all these models he felt like shot, and they're all famous. And, there one that comes to mind is Iman Aisi. He's from Cameroon. And like, he's huge in Paris, So turn around and he's like, I'm like, I can't afford to pay you. He said, sweetheart, I didn't ask you for payment. He said, based on your look and what you're saying, one day you're going to be famous. And I don't want this opportunity to have you in my book to go by. Yes. Yes. And literally, he took 3 pictures of me, But the one photo was so commercial that I got signed to 3 agencies when they said, who took the photo? And I said, Ernest Collins. And I got signed 3 agencies. And it wasn't like those contracts where it was like, okay, lock, stock, and barrel. It was contracts saying, this is where you live. This is your phone number. We're going to try you out. It was those kind. It was like, it wasn't the one where, okay, you sign and you're with us. And no. We're going to try you out. This is your probationary period. So unfortunately, I left in the middle of my probationary period. But yeah, I had to. But what I learned, last year I lost Ernest. He always said to me, because I cried, mental illness was a part of my story and it is a part of my story. And I cried, and he told me, the last thing he said to me, he said, you can always come back. Paris will always be here. Absolutely. You can always come back. Absolutely. You can always come back. So I came home. And then I met a photographer in New York by the name of Joseph Blue. I just lost him on Saturday. And I'm just like, oh my God. Yeah. So the people that started my career, like people that were famous for doing what they did in these cities, I lost both of them. And Joseph shot the.
I'm sure they're super proud of you right now.
Yeah, they are, because I got a chance to talk to them, and I have a podcast called the Cyber Girl Podcast, and I gave tribute to them both. And it was long before they passed. I think I did Ernest's when he passed, but Joseph's I had done like last year sometime. So, but it just, and that's another thing. Like when you have people that believe in you, especially in that business, stick with them. Because what people don't understand about bookers is if your booker leaves the agency, you better follow them. You better try. Okay. Because they're the only one that gives a shit about you. They're the only one that knows you're alive. Like,
that is so true. Like it's true. It goes back to what I said, building those relationships. Yep. Because there are 2 bookers that, I still to this day am in contact with.
Yep.
They're still rooting for me, and they're still and yeah, you're just absolutely right. So all you models out there, male or female, black, white, whatever, what we're saying, this is how this shit goes.
Yeah.
But it's even better now, and it's even easier now because there's social media. And yeah, honestly, I just honestly feel like if you want to do something, you can do it. You only need one yes, and you don't need, the yes from here or the yes from there. It will never be from the yes, most of the time, never be from the yes that you think that you need. Right. It'll be from loopy yes that you never thought, that takes you all the way up, to that gold medal. So yeah. Man, we have similar stories.
I know. What's your birth sign?
I'm a Sag. I just had a birthday, December 2nd.
My best friend is a Sag. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
I always get along with Sages. And also, now that you say Sag, I know why you have the travel bug. Because we're all over the world. Man.
We're out here. It's still Sag season. Wait, what's today?
The 21st. Yeah, the 21st.
Okay, tomorrow's the last day.
Yeah.
Well, it is the 22nd here.
Yeah.
Already, so.
Yeah.
But yes, I got to turn up for this last day then.
Oh Lord, look at you! You're a party animal.
I party different.
Well, that's okay.
No, I just like to have fun. My sense of party may be, just chilling right here, with a drink and on the phone talking shit to a friend or something,
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, okay, it's early in the morning. I have to let you go. You're doing this from Dubai. I am so appreciative.
Thank you.
Yes. Like, because you're doing it, you're moving and you're shaking, you're doing it, you're living your life. It's going good. It's going well. It's going great. Only thing I say
is out here living, man.
Yeah, but the only thing I say is you need to be joining an alumni chapter of the Noobs.
I am. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Shout out to Gamma Phi, Alabama A&M University. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna join.
So give me, if you could think of 3 words that inspire you to put out into the universe, what would they be?
Gratitude. magic,
Uh-huh.
and happiness.
Yeah.
Focus on those three things. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because gratitude, you know, whatever you think and think about, you're definitely going to bring about. I
Yeah.
say that all the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, happiness, who doesn't want to be happy? Like, you should wake up every morning with the intention, I'm going to be happy today. I don't care what I'm doing, who I'm doing it with, I'm going to be happy doing it
Yeah.
and with them doing, you know, whatever. And what did I say?
Happy.
Gratitude
Gratitude,
is,
happy.
and there was one more.
Gratitude, happiness,
Happiness
magic.
and magic. Yeah, believe in magic, man. Believe that you can manifest, you know, whatever those desires and wants are. Like, you know, magic can be God, magic can be Jesus, magic is whatever you believe in. But believe in something, that there is a higher power there to make and will let those things come into form that you want. You know, believe in magic, believe in happiness, and be grateful for it all.
Thank you so much for taking this time and staying up that late after traveling. You traveled.
I'm
And
about to go party now.
oh, look at you. Look at
I'm going to get dressed for this first. And
you.
then, so after this is over, drop this off at the
Lord,
room.
don't you get in trouble in
Over, like,
Dubai.
you know,
Don't you get in trouble in Dubai. You better.
No. I gotta go. Shoot.
I just want to say thank you for doing this for me.
Thank you.
And all the way from Dubai. I'm gonna keep saying it. All the way from Dubai. I truly had an amazing conversation with you. I had fun. I really did. I had fun.
Thank you for having me. You have a great night.
You too. So ladies and gentlemen, you have heard the vocal stylings of Mr. Say your name.
Sedrick Ward.
That's right, Sedrick Ward. So. All right, say goodbye. Oh, wait, before we do that, tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
Okay, yeah. I'm on Instagram, Sedrick Ward with an S, Sedrick, Ward, Ward. And also check out my book too. Turn One Day into Day One, a 25-day journalistic way to a grateful life.
How the hell did we not talk about your book?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, we kind of skipped that, but it's
no,
okay.
We didn't. No, we didn't. You just gonna sit here for about 5 more minutes. Tell me about this book. What's the title?
It's called.
No, I ain't gonna let nobody scoop me now. Now, wait a minute. I ain't the traditional interviewer, but ain't nobody gonna scoop me. Listen, I'm not gonna leave nothing on the table. Talk about this book.
Okay. It's called Turn One Day into Day One, a 25-day journalistic way to a grateful life. And it's just basically, it's a gratitude journal. But there's original literature in it, but you can actually write in this journal. And it's to basically get your mind, your mind, body, and soul in that field of being grateful and, you know, making that a habit. You know, whatever you do, like 20 to 25 days, it becomes a habit. Yeah. So why not make being grateful a habit? You know, think about, like I said, whatever you think about, you know, you're going to bring about. So what if you continue to wake up and say, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for the toothbrush, I'm grateful for this trip, I'm grateful for, you know, this book, or I'm grateful for, you know, this person, I'm grateful for food, whatever it may be, the things that you have and also the things that you don't have. Be grateful for those $1 million or whatever it is that you want before it even comes, because that's setting it into motion as if you already have it. And the more you think of it and the more you think of it, it's going to become, you know. Yeah. So, yeah.
And I like what you're saying, and I'm going to piggyback off of it, because the more you think about it, the steps, the path, even if it's a path that's not like, you know, been made before, it will start to, you know, manifest, and you will find the path, even if it's off road. I had to go off road for mine.
Yeah, I have a quote from MLK. It's exactly what you said. And he said, you don't have to see the whole staircase, but you just have to take the first step.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Okay. So, yeah. I'll let you go.
Sorry about that. The people are coming in.
That's okay. You know, they come in the club and do what they come in the club and do whatever.
Thank you to Paramount for allowing me to use this. They told me, hey, go upstairs. You can do it upstairs. Yeah. You know, so thank you.
So I'm going to let you go. You go turn up and enjoy your holiday. Happy holiday.
I will. Thank you. Same to you too. You have a good night.
Bye.
All right, bye. See you guys.